Simon, thanks for talking to Fax TV. Three pre-season friendlies so far in 2018. How would you assess those overall?
Yeah, we've got better in each game. Obviously, the Bradford game, we had very few first team playing in that game, so we learnt a little bit about the younger kids there, and they did show up well, to be fair. Then on to the Wakefield game. Wakefield put a really strong team out, and that, I'm not using that as an excuse. That obviously the difference was clear. We didn't perform very well either, which was disappointing. But we did get a reaction against Fev. I thought we played pretty well. Obviously still room for improvement. But I think towards the back end of the game, for the last 20 minutes, we had a lot of kids out there again. So that shows the way we're going with it. Try to develop these young lads, and Rich has this philosophy which everyone at the club's buying into, really, of developing your own's the best way to go.
And is that an important experience for those young lads, throwing them into situations like the Wakefield game?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. You've got lads like Zach Dewhurst, Jack Fairbank, who, their taste of senior rugby so far have been, well, prior to playing against Bradford obviously, but they've been playing local amateur league. Like Zach's been playing up for King Cross Park there, and it is quite a big step up, and it's a bit of an eye opener for them. It shows them what they need to improve on and whatnot, but it's also good for us to see how they react in those situations, and I thought they've all handled themselves pretty well.
And this week we've seen the announcement of Adam Brooks signing on a 2-year deal, another half-back for the team, and good competition for places, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah, and he's another local lad as well, which is good. He's a good kid who wants to learn, and he's had a couple of opportunities elsewhere which haven't worked out for him, so he's hungry, which is good for us. You want someone here who's going to try hard and add to you rather than just float along. So I think he has done that so far. It'll be interesting to see how the season looks for him. Obviously, we've got one of the few teams that have reserves, so he's going to probably start there, and then he's going to have to put some pressure on to get a shirt in first team.
And we've got the training session going up against Castlewood Tigers. Looking forward to that, and fans seeing the dual registration partnership. Yeah,
looking forward to that little that session there. It'll be good. It'll be a good measure for us up against probably the best team. Really, I know they didn't win the big one at the end, but probably the best team last year in Super League. It'll be a good test for us, and obviously I think it's a good start with Castleford in terms of the relationship and partnership we want to have moving forward. We'll have Brandon Douglas and Will Mayring before long. They're on their pre-season trip. I think we'll start seeing them shortly, and then obviously they've got a big squad at Cass, so we're likely to see plenty of those lads throughout the season. So be a good session off the field as well, just touch base. I think we're going to have a bit of breakfast and that after, and just meet a few of those blokes. And obviously on the coaching side, be good to share some, share a chat with Darryl Powell, and hopefully got Shez and Danny O there. So it'd be good to get a bit of knowledge off them.
You mentioned about being a coach. You've been here for a year as assistant coach, obviously with Scott as well. How have you found that experience?
It's been good. I've said before, it can be difficult at times because you're involved in stuff on the coaching side as well as trying to be a player, but all the lads are sound of it. They know it's for our benefit. The club's probably not in a position at the minute where it can spend money on an assistant coach, and where they are. We have been around the game a long time, so it's our job to give a bit back, and we do both enjoy it, get a bit of stick now and again off boys, but it's all good really.
Is that something you want to go into potentially after your playing career?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. The only thing with coaching rugby league in this country is there's only so many teams and only so many jobs. There's a lot of players who are retiring and want to be coaches, so I do want to. It is an ambition to be a coach, but I'll have to see how that looks. Start actively pursuing those roles soon, I think, but you have to see how that one works out.
Finally, Simon, a couple of weeks to go until the season opener against Featherstone. Confident going into that one, and things looking well amongst the squad? Yeah,
definitely. I think obviously other teams have strengthened where we haven't, so I think from the outside looking in, it looks like we might be in a worse position than last year, but I think the last game probably showed that we're not. We've shown a bit there, and we've still got a lot of players to add to that team at Fev. I'm sure obviously Fev have as well. It was a competitive game, and they're going to be one of the teams who we're going to be vying with for the top 4 spots again. So yeah, 2 weeks, all kicks off, and then in a blink of an eye it'll be over and done with. So we'll put our best foot forward in the session against Cas the week before and get into it running.